Stop being soft. That's what Coach Thibodeau said. This is your boy Ewu, the Any Star host of the Knicks podcast. Yeah, man, I'm going to talk to you about what you see at the bottom there. Coach Thibs' era is upon us. There's a lot to talk about. I haven't done this yet. We have two preseason games that just passed. I didn't really give my synopsis, my opinion, but we're gonna do it today, man. I'm gonna get into some other stuff, kind of ranting a little bit. But this is Ewu, the Any Star host of the Knicks podcast. Let's just do it. Yeah, man. So I got a lot to say about the subject. I'm not really organized, or whatever. I just kind of just throwing this together. But tip era is already here, man. So what's sparking this podcast is the fact that you scroll through Twitter. I got coworkers, whatever, just people that I know offline. Even people from different shows and stuff like that. You got the Nothing But Knicks show, of course, Knicks Fan TV, and then various other shows that are out there that I took a peek at, listening to, not just video stuff, audio stuff as well. There's been a buzz amongst everybody that Tom Thibodeau is on the hot seat for the most part because people are not satisfied by what they see. And on the way that Thibodeau's handling himself. It started off with the starting five. So here's the thing with the starting five, right? The starting five, me off the bat, I just saw he chose to choose professional players, 5 professional players out of everybody on the roster. Peyton is a professional player. RJ Barrett, professional, prototypical. That's what I mean. Prototypical professionals. Nerlens Noel at center, prototypical. Julius Randle, prototypical power forward, and then Alec Burke, he was a prototypical swingman, or whatever. So these guys have experience; they already proved it in the NBA. So Tibbs started. This is Tibbs, Coach Tibbs, the ones that everyone wanted. They're supposed to bring us back to the old '90s era. People know who he is. Oh, Tom Thibodeau, he's gonna get those guys right. He's gonna get those guys playing defense and stuff like that. Okay, cool. But when he makes his first decision, his first real basketball decision, outside of what he said in the videos and stuff like that, because he did say the guys are gonna have to earn their minutes. There's gonna be a learning curve when it comes to a lot of different things, a lot of teaching. The older players said they're gonna emphasize defense and stuff like that. But what happens as soon as the first 5 starting 5 pops up? Everyone goes crazy. Oh, but what the hell is he thinking about? These. So I mean, the thing is, right? Guys just want their players to start. It's not about getting the right coach. You know what I'm saying? It's not about getting the right coach involved in a situation. It's about satisfying the fans. So now aren't we now like the pot calling the kettle black now? Aren't we just repeating the sins of the past? Like I'm gonna get into all of that, but I just want to say briefly that we wanted to rebuild, right? We've done it all. We want to rebuild the right way. We want to rebuild through defense. We want to, develop the young kids. We also want to try to win now. I heard some people say that they're tired of rebuilding. They've been rebuilding all their life, and they need to finally start winning or whatever. But, I mean, how do you do that? Do you do that by starting guys that don't deserve it? Straight up the bat, Tom Thibodeau said that we're going to start playing guys, according to who deserves it. If certain guys are working in practice or whatever, or certain guys already are at this level, then that's the benchmark. Whoever didn't make it, they have to work in practice and to get to the next level. They have to show the coaching staff and the front office that they deserve to be here. You know what I'm saying? That, like, so far we got all these young guys. Frank is in his 4th year. Knox is entering his 3rd year. What's her name? Mitchell Robinson is entering his 3rd year as well. So I mean, these guys are it's been a while now. I know they're young, they got to give time to develop it. And people are going to say, oh, that when did the Knicks have a coaching staff to develop these guys? Like, what are you talking about? Where is your head as Knicks fans? Because we have Tom Thibodeau. We got every young person in the front office that you want. The capologists and stuff like that from Cleveland, some of the guys that were in OKC to help build OKC. We got all these different guys. We talked about it like crazy. We got everybody in from these organizations and got them in the right spots for us. We got all these coaches that we got. We got Coach Woody. Everybody wanted Woody. I don't like Woody, but everyone wanted Woody. Woody is here. Kenny Payne, everybody was worried about Kenny Payne, the whole Kentucky connection and all this. But Kenny Payne is actually a savant. People are talking about him success in Tibbs before Tibbs even coaches a regular season game. They're talking about Kenny Payne succeeding on Tom Tibbs. That's why I'm even talking about it like this, because people are already talking about replacing Tom Thibodeau. So I mean, even Johnny Bryant, I like Johnny Bryant, 35-year-old guy that came out of freaking nowhere, moving up the NBA ranks, and now he's an associate, a head coach. Now next the second in command to Coach Thibodeau, 35-year-old young guy. This like a on his way to being a head coach. I mean, what's going on here? We have all the right people. Walter Perrin, we stole him from Utah. He helped build that organization over there with all those young guys. Donovan Mitchell, he's an eye for talent. He's credited for bringing all their young guys over there and making that culture over there in Utah. Whatever. So I mean, we got all these different talent. Even Scott Perry. Scott Perry helped do a soft rebuild in Sacramento, and when he left, they don't know what to do now. They're thinking about trading this guy. They already got rid of that European dude. He's in Atlanta now. They almost got rid of what's the name? The other shooting guard that they have. So I mean, and then they drafted a point guard that for no reason when they already got Fox. It doesn't make any sense. They don't know what they're doing over there because Scott Perry's not there anymore. They don't have a basketball guy over there. The Knicks team is filled with basketball guys, but yet and still we're here, and Knicks fans are talking about I don't know about what Fizdale did. I mean, like, what do you guys want? A lot of times, when we get into arguments, it could be 3-4 hour shows. Some people are doing it every single day. Not just the shows, podcasts and stuff like that, audio podcasts, just people talking in the street. I saw a guy the other day I haven't seen in a while at work. Now I'm talking to him, whatever. The first thing he does is like, "Oh, yo, the Knicks are gonna make the playoffs this year, huh?" I said, "Well, we'll see. He said, "Just like last year, what you're gonna try to get the draft pick, or you're gonna win too many games to get the top." It's always like a drama. I mean, this is a hobby. Being a fan of sports is not real, man. Like this, it's like politics and stuff. People take politics to the next level, to call people left wing, right wing, and all this other stuff. But it's like, yo, fam, I'm just letting you know that I'm gonna vote. I'm just gonna vote. But there's always had to be so many stipulations and stuff like that. So in the realm of sports, everyone has to be like, yeah, because I'm saying it like this and I'm know what I'm talking about. Like, why do people have to talk that way? Why do people get together and get so bent out of shape off of something that's supposed to bring joy to your life? Yeah, I understand the Knicks haven't won in a long time, but who cares really? We're just following the team. Like I'm old enough to remember the glory days with Patrick Ewing. My dad is old enough to remember the championship years from the 70s. So we have that connection. I'm sorry for you if you never had that connection. I mean, it's sports. If you're a fan of a team, why are you a fan of the team? Are you a fan of the team because Melo came over here and made you a fan? So that means you're not a fan of the team. You're a fan of individual players. You're a fan of superstars. Somebody on Sim's show called in and was like going crazy about Russell Westbrook, how we should have traded for Russell Westbrook. Are you more concerned about Russell Westbrook, or are you more concerned about the Knicks? I did this the other day. 5 fingers on a hand, right? 5 fingers on the hand become strong when they come together, right? And that makes a fist. If you have a nice strong fist, you can knock a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? So the first 5 starting lineup that Tibbs had, like I said, RJ Barrett, Nerlens Noel, Alex Burke, Alfred Payton, and Julius Randle. Those are our strongest players. Of course, you want certain other guys to play, but let's say if we would have took Obi, Randall. I know people don't like Randall. What if we started Obi Toppin? That's an unexperienced man. So now we have a bum finger, so we can't throw the punch like we want to. Take Nerlens Noel out. If we put Mitchell there, you see what Mitchell's doing? I'll talk about Mitchell in a second. But we put Mitchell in there. Mitchell's confused. So now you got another finger that's shaky. Take Alfred Payton now that's been averaging 10 and 6 for his whole NBA career, and now everybody wants to put Frank there. So put Frank there. Frank has been averaging 5, 2, and 3 his whole career. So now you got another finger this week. Who do you want to put as shooting guard? You're gonna put RJ Barrett as shooting guard? Okay, cool. But the guy can't shoot. He hasn't proven to shoot, and he's too strong and too kind of like methodical to be a shooting guard. Okay, but you want him as a shooting guard. Who do you want as a small forward? Kevin Knox, somebody that still hasn't proved that he can do anything right in the NBA. Yeah, he could pass a little bit. Okay, he can handle a little bit. Okay, he could shoot a little bit too. But when it comes down to it, as a complete basketball player, he's really just only proven that he's good at working out. So you got a finger that looks like this now. So who are you punching? Who are you knocking out with a hand like this? Oh, but you have to develop it. You can't develop a hand that's broken. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do this. This hand needs surgery. It doesn't need weights. You know, to get strong. It needs surgery. Surgery means snip, put Noel there. You know, put the other guys that I mentioned there. Get the hand strong, and now it's strong. So now we have a base. Do you see the metaphor? Now you have a base to build off of. You know, so now these other guys that you want to put into these slots, they have to build themselves up to the point where they can be stronger than his hand, or at least as strong. If they can get as strong as the hand, then maybe we can take one of these guys and trade them. You know, this is all basic common sense. But common sense is not common. Everyone just wants to be miserable as Knicks fans. You know. So I mean, like I was listening to one of the people from another show, and they were talking about how just, you know, I mentioned it just now, how they were just so like upset, you know, upset about the way that the Knicks have been messing around. And then, you know, they made a comment about somebody had called in and made a comment about you know, like Dolan, and just the fact that the past and stuff like that, and said we can't worry about the past, we got to deal with the future. And then they made they all four of them made the same comment. It's like, yo, well, the draft pick that we drafted, we don't know nothing about them, you know, without having to look into their past, right? That we wouldn't draft them if we didn't know their past. So they was going on that line, and I'm looking at the screen like, what the fuck are they? What are they saying? What are they talking about? I mean, like I'm a grown ass man, man. Like you guys are speaking in parables. You know, guys are speaking it in folk tales and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about? So here's the thing: if you don't know your history, right, you're doomed to repeat it. I believe that's what they said. That's what a lot of people say on these type of podcasts and stuff like that. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, right? So our history: James Dolan was star. I call it star fucking. You know, looking for a star to come here to put on the marquee so guys could be happy, right? So if you fast forward to now, what do people want? People want a star. It's not the fact that they want to win; they want to get a star, because the bottom line is they say, yo, why are we getting all this cap space for what? So we can sign a player, right? And we can't sign nobody. So the thing is, not you, a lot, whoever, a certain type of fan, they just want a star. It's not about the Knicks. It's not about being a diehard Knicks fan. It's about being a freaking groupie. You know, I said that so many times on my audio podcast. It's just groupie mentality. People just want to wear the underoos, you know, with their favorite player plastered on their ass. You know, it's not about the Knicks. You know, Knicks underwear. I got Knicks underwear. Look, I got a Knicks shirt. I got Knicks everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Knicks fan. You know, that's the bottom line. You know, that's the bottom line when it comes down to this, man. So you know, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here, because I made a video a little while ago. I posted it on Instagram, and then I posted it on YouTube just to have some fun. So we're gonna do it like this, man. So I'm gonna make this put this on the side. So look, this is me doing all the voices here, and tell me if you recognize some of these individuals. We'll call them that, individuals.
Yo, why the Knicks can't win, B? I don't get it, man. It's like, yo, no matter what they do, they get this guy, they get that guy, this coach, this new player. They always get somebody. They can't win, fam. What's good with that? I don't get it, yo. It's bugging me out. Oh, B, I don't care what nobody say, man. Knicks ain't never gonna win nothing until they get rid of that owner. Till they get rid of that owner, yo, they gotta fire the owner. As soon as they fire the owner, yo, Knicks will be good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to come here. Nobody want to be with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fire the owner.
Yo, y'all Knicks fans are some stupid motherfuckers. I don't know how I could root for such a whack franchise. They never win nothing. That's why I'm a Lakers fan. Been a Lakers fans for 2 months. Saying I don't even gotta buy no new jerseys. All I gotta do is take my Miami and my Cleveland uniforms, send them to the cleaners, add them dye them shits yellow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think.
I don't care if the Knicks win or lose, just as long as they play Frank Ntilikina. He's finally starting, and he's playing very well, and the Knicks are still not winning, but who cares as long as they play Frank Ntilikina? Frank Ntilikina!
Go check it out. Knicks ain't gonna win until they get a big man. You know what I'm saying? For them 3-pointers and shit. You know what I'm saying? We need a big man down low, you know what I'm saying, to grab them boards, play that defense, block some shots. You know what I'm saying?
Mira, Loki, Knicks ain't gonna win shit, Holmes. They need everything, Baba. They gotta get out of there. They gotta move from New York. They gotta move to Connecticut or something. They're not gonna win shit.
So yeah, man, I made that video. I hope the audio went through because they gave me a little bit of a break. But I mean, a lot of fans, man, that are just like that. I don't know if you know any of them. You know, especially the big man. I'm going to talk about that too. But the Frank Ntilikina one still makes me personally laugh. I can't believe that was me that did that. But I mean, people just want their favorite player to play. You know, that's just not how it works in life, man. That's just not how it works. Let me just see what's going on here. Yeah, man, it's like that people don't people. I just don't know what's going on with people. Shout out to Hinton Murphy here that's watching. Hope you can hear that video that was playing there, man. So I'm just getting at fans at the moment, guys. It's not the same old Knicks. It's just the same old fans. You know, this is the reason a lot of fans don't get it. They need to understand that the reason why the Knicks have lost is not because necessarily bad management. Dolan has tried, man. How many years have we been capped out? You know, way capped out to the point where we're never going to be able to sign anybody. You know, and it's been like that. And then Isaiah came through and tried to trade this guy, trade that guy. He traded all these draft picks to try to fight back what Scott Layden did to us when he capped us out for 5 years. Isaiah came through and tried to move things around, try to, like I said, mortgage the future just so we can have a product on the floor that we can sell. You know, just to get fans happy. The Crawfords with the dribbles, the Marburys from Brooklyn, you know, the Nate Robinsons that can dunk, you know, all these different gimmicks and stuff like that to get fans excited about following the team with the hope of that these guys will blossom into all-stars and stuff like that. David Lee is one of them. You know, the white guy that could dunk, spectacular, whatever. He ended up being an all-star. Shannon Fry was supposed to be Tim Duncan. You know, all these different things. We tried our best throughout this last 20 years to try to do something, you know, but it was not because we were trying to get a basketball team together. That's never been the case. We've been trying to get a product gimmick on the floor to get fans excited. Let me talk about Larry Brown for a second. Larry Brown, Coach Tibbs, what's the difference? Okay, they both say the same thing. Play the right way. That was on Larry Brown's philosophy. We're gonna play the right way. Tom Thibodeau, we're going to get the guys to play defense. We're going to get them to work accountability. All this is the same thing. Play the right way, whatever. What did Larry Brown do when he got here? He that season had, I think it broke the record for having like the most starting lineups in like what NBA history. I know in Knicks history, it had to have been like 40 something starting lineups when Larry Brown was here. Larry Brown came here and was just fucking around. He saw what was going on in the organization as far as what Isaiah was trying to do and stuff like that. Larry Brown wanted to do it his way. Because he didn't get his way, Larry Brown flipped the script on everybody and just pissed away that whole season. Now, why did that go wrong? That went wrong because of us. You know, because the franchise trying to appease Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, you know, down the line to whatever. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson gets here. Is because everyone kept saying that we need to get a franchise guy, somebody that was here before with blood in the ground, you know, the foot on the sand or whatever you want to say. They got Phil Jackson here because he won a championship here. You know, and plus he's the greatest coach that ever lived. 11 rings just for championships as a coach. And he won 2 as a player, and he won some in the CBA, and he won some in other minor leagues and stuff like that. He's a winner. So we went and got the greatest coach in history to be, out of all things, a president. You know what I'm saying? So that was wrong right off the bat. But it's just the name recognition. We said, yo, we got to get somebody in here that knows what they're doing. Phil Jackson. What happened to Phil Jackson? You know, not only did the fans emasculate him, he emasculated himself by trying to instill philosophies and stuff like that to get the franchise on the right path. But it just didn't work, and he made himself look like an asshole. Then all the other players too, LeBron, all other stuff. I don't know how they allowed that to happen, but they allow other players to infiltrate what's going on in our square and screw us over. You know, because these are all the stars that you fans. You know, because fans that want these players, that these are the guys that we wanted over the years, and these are the ones that were backstabbing us and whatever. So you want to know why we can't get a player? It's not necessarily because of the owner. It's not necessarily because of only Phil Jackson. This is a franchise that's been losing since the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just based on this one little pocket of time. This is a big thing, you know, right now that's leading up to us to here with Tom Thibodeau. And the Tom Thibodeau is the connection to the past. You know, like I said, everyone was saying the same thing that he was going to bring defense and all this other stuff. Now he's here. And then we piss away everything that we said that we wanted, because for the simple fact that we want our guy to play. You know, you get what I'm saying? We want our guy to play. Not necessarily a free agent, because we can't get free agents at this point. You know, but we have our rookies that we keep drafting. Why draft this guy if you're not going to play him? Tom Thibodeau, when he first came here, the guy that everybody wanted, he said that guys are going to have to earn it. They're going to have to earn it starting in practice. You know, he's taking these guys on a clean slate, and you have to work in practice. You know what I'm saying? And people are fighting against that. So I got on Gorilla when I was saying, who said that? You know, like I don't have a list of names of people that said that, but I want to say somebody on definitely on Knicks Fan TV said something having to do with that. I know people that, personally that was saying stuff like that. You know, like that you know, he's supposed to like here's the thing, the whole point guard thing. People say they want a point guard that can that play defense and pass the ball, pass first, whatever. So why don't you just start Frank Ntilikina? Yeah, but what about Elfrid Payton? Elfrid Payton been doing that for his whole career. He's been averaging 10 and 6 his whole career, but everyone disregards that. Disregards the fact that he plays good defense. You know, always 1.5 steals or better. You know what I'm saying? He plays defense. He plays adequate defense, and you know, keep guys in front of him and stuff like that. You know, adequately. No, it doesn't have to be like the greatest defender ever lived. He just has to be an adequate NBA defender. And you know, Elfrid Payton is definitely on that level as far as a point guard. He's one of the better distributors in the young league. You know, as far as point guards. Look down the every point guard, line them up, and Elfrid Payton is on that list somewhere. You know, he's able to get triple doubles. He rebounds well. Just the other night, the first game, he drove the lane and dunked on some guys. So he has some athleticism. So he has value. It's just the fact that he can't shoot a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? But Frank can't shoot either. You know, I guess he could shoot better now. Frank had a great game that first game too, so I don't want to get into that. You know, but Frank did have a great game. So I would like to see Frank play more. You know, in that situation. But I mean, we're still in the preseason. But you know, it is what it is, man. But you know, I just want to get organized here. With the Mitchell Robinson thing. Mitchell Robinson, everyone keeps talking about his weight. You know, some of the point guards, I'm going to talk about their weight too. Oh, what's his weight now? Did he gain some weight? You know, in my little parody that I played, I hope you guys could hear it when I played it. They was talking about, yo, we need a big man, you know, to grab them boards and stuff like that. Guys at my job are still talking about, yo, we need to get a big man to grab them boards. Yo, we got Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, but he's light, man. He need to put on some weight. What does that mean, put on some weight? Put on some weight doesn't mean strength. You know, let's talk about Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby is basically, you know, Mitchell Robinson is a Marcus Camby clone. He could run the court, do things that you never seen a center do. You know, but what happened with Marcus Camby? Why did Marcus Camby start having problems with the plantar fasciitis and stuff like that? Because he started gaining weight. He came into the NBA at what, like 225, maybe even less. You know, and then by that time he reached his peak, he gained like 20 pounds. So how do you expect a guy that was running the way that he was running when he first got to the Knicks, you know, destroying Atlanta and Dikembe Mutombo and all those guys, playing at that level of athleticism? Then over the years, he gains 20 pounds. How do you expect him to keep that style of play? He had to get a jump shot. You know, he had to taper it down to try to get his game right a certain way. So now we're looking at Mitchell Robinson. I forgot what weight they said he was, but I mean, the guy looked like he gained a lot of weight. You know, he looks big. When it was interviewing him, his whole chest up to his neck looks like this now. You know, so he might have gained too much weight. He's not moving the way that he was. People are complaining that, oh, he's not playing well and this and the other. You know, Coach Thibodeau's not doing the right things for him. He's not able to get, you know, all these different things. It's because of the weight. He's too heavy. He's not used to playing that heavy. You just took away all of his athleticism. You took away his advantages against other players. Yes, they could push him around on the inside, but if they push him around, he could spin around and get an alley-oop to dunk it. You know, yeah, they could push him around, but he can get up off the floor and run to the corner and block a three-point shot, you know, from being underneath the rim. He can't do that with 20 pounds extra weight on him. To me, it looks like he gained about like 10. Maybe a little bit more than 10, maybe even 15. He might have gained 15 pounds. He had enough time to do so. You know, so I think he might have gained too much weight. So I mean, that's a big problem, man. But this is stuff that people want. But like people like talk about basketball and the Knicks from a fantasy world, not from what's actually happening on the court. They're talking from a fantasy. You know, it's just crazy. Like Fizdale saw you know, RJ as a point guard. You know, he thought that Randall was LeBron James. You know. I know Thibodeau is utilizing you know, that aspect of Randall's game as well, but not to the degree that Fizdale did. So I mean, like a lot of fans are the same way. They're watching the game from a fantasy standpoint. It's not about like, oh man, yo, he's not shooting well. I would like to see, the Knicks run plays for this guy to get him comfortable. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Knicks, or are you just talking about the one individual player? Randall's not doing well. Obi Toppin had a bad game. I would like to see him run some more sets with him closer to the back. Like, yo, it's a team game. It's a team game. We need shooters so we could break the zone that they played against them the other day. It's not necessarily about getting shooters or whatever. You can have as many shooters as you want. You can have a team full of what do you call Steve Novaks. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna be a good basketball team. It just means that you just got Steve Novaks on your team. You know what I'm saying? It's just it just drives me crazy, man. I just want to see what you guys are saying here. A couple guys are chiming in here. I'm kind of going nuts a little bit. But let me just take a break and look what's going on here. We got Hilton Murray's here. We got Elu. We believe him because of bad basketball season. Yeah, I've talked about that. Throughout here. Linton is still talking about Larry Brown stole money. Basically, yeah, everybody comes to the Knicks and steal money because we're lost. We're just trying to satisfy just a small sect of fans. The picture that I had, on as a thumbnail is those guys that put the bags over their head. People just would rather be a joke. They'd rather just make gags and stuff like that. There's also that type of fans that probably like the team, but they just come in to the arena just to goof around, just to get maybe like a flash on the news, or maybe get their picture on the back page, or get some jackass like me to talk about them and post them on their thing. They're famous now. They're internet famous, so that people are just there for that. Brian Fishman is here. What you said a bunch of podcasts a podcast ago about running the Knicks like the Rangers are spot on. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for watching, Brian Fishman. Yeah, the Knicks have to, we went and got basketball guys now. So now we're at the point now where we can get to the next level the same way Rangers did. The Rangers got so many great young players now. They have MVP candidate. There was an MVP candidate, and they just drafted number 2 1 year, and then number 1 last year. So they got all these great assets because they chopped it up, broke it down, and now they're building it back up. So the Knicks are on that page right now, and Knicks fans are just not about it. They're not about that life. They say they talk a good game, but they're really not about that life, man. Hilton Murray's still here. He's talking Knicks are good on the boards. Yeah, Knicks are good on the boards. I want to talk about that too. The Knicks have taken on Tom Thibodeau's personality. Straight off the bat, like I said, the first 5 guys, that we had, they set the tone as far as being professional. We started like that. Then the young guys came in and kind of just went wild with the defense. We was running, the guys had a lot of energy. And then as the game progressed, we just snatched that lead and we would just put our foot on their necks. So I mean, that's the way that Tom Thibodeau wants to play. Of course, towards the end, Tom Thibodeau took some certain guys out, whatever. Then the league came back. So anyway, I'll talk about the second game in a second, but we're just going on here. He's just talking about the incompetence of the old management and coaches. Yeah, man, we've been through that era already. Payback Carter was good, man. It's my guy. Who else we got here? We still got Brian Fishman talking here. Mitch really, what was he saying there? Mitch has really spent time with Tibbs. Yeah, he spent time with Tibbs, but Tibbs is not the only player there. The only coach there. We have so many different coaches to work with. But even with all those coaches to work with, these guys are not making any improvements in their game. Mitchell Robinson looks exactly the same, just heavier. Kevin Knox looks exactly the same. He looks exactly the same. There's nothing different about his game. He doesn't look like he's being aggressive. It just looks like he's trying to run the offense and trying to fit in. Okay, whatever. It's good. You need players like that. You need guys that are just here to fit into the offense, make the shot of the stuff like that. But in order for that person to be good, you need somebody better than him. So we have a bunch of guys that will be good in the proper situation. Frank Ntilikina is another one. But like I said, that first game with Frank Ntilikina, he played exceptionally well. The second game, Tom Thibodeau was trying to give guys looks and putting guys in certain situations, pressure situations, like not taking Mitchell Robinson out and putting Noel in. He let Mitchell Robinson stay in there with 5 fouls because the preseason is the time to teach guys a lesson. So you put guys in certain situations to see how hot they get in the fire. So the Knicks got burned. And there was a point where we could have put some of our better players back in the game to try to salvage and get a win, but the preseason is not about that. But let Knicks fans talk about it. You think it's the end of the world that we lost a preseason game? This is the time for us to experiment and stuff like that. So anyway, let's see what yeah, man, Knox playing himself out of this rotation. Yeah, a lot of talk has being made about cutting guys and stuff like that. What's in Iggy Brazdeikis, that he might get waived. This other dude, Michael Kidd Gilchrist, he might make the team. They're saying Amari Spellman might get waived. Just go down the line, a bunch of different players that we might end up waiving and stuff like that. But Knox himself, just for playing, is playing himself out the rotation. So it would be embarrassing right now, to take Kevin Knox and then just don't play him. It would be embarrassing. It would kill his career to do that. So as a coach and as an organization, you have to be mindful of that. Of course, the guy got plenty of talent. He shows it in practice, just like anybody that's good at a test. He's going to do well on a test, whatever. So, he's good at that. But put him out in the real world, and the guy's a freaking idiot. He can't keep a job because he doesn't have no common sense. So not saying that Kevin Knox doesn't have common sense, but it's just that in practice he's great. He'll hit all the shots because it's a controlled setting. They're running plays, maybe playing shadow defense, whatever, padding and all this other nonsense. He's gonna hit the shots and make the right plays in that situation. But put the lights on, have another player that you're not familiar with there, change the setting. Now all of a sudden there's a problem. So that's what Kevin Knox is, and we just have to accept that about him. I think. Knox looks the same, and Mitchell looks the same. Yeah, man, I don't see them being around for too long either, man. So I mean, this is like a test ride. So I also want to talk about Austin Rivers. So I mean, he might be hurt. He might have a groin injury. That's what they're saying. But the thing with that is that Austin Rivers is a pro. He don't really need training camp. He's already in shape. He's been on so many different teams. He has all the experience. He doesn't need a lot of time to learn a playbook or stuff like that. He's one of those guys that whatever, and he seems like a guy that's a stand-up dude that will sacrifice himself for the betterment of the team because he wants to be here. You know what I'm saying? So I could see Austin Rivers taking himself out of the situation with like a injury that's not as bad as they're making it out to be, just to give other guys a chance to play. Just to give say Alex Burke or somebody that wants to play, because like I said, Rivers has already signed a 3-year contract. I know the 2 years are not guaranteed, but he made the commitment that if the Knicks want him, that they can keep him for cheap, for the low. You know what I'm saying? Even if Rivers becomes something more than he was, he still got that $3 million deal. The Knicks could just take him for that. So he already made that the commitment to the Knicks. So through him making that commitment, I'm thinking that Austin Rivers is falling back just to let certain guys get some run. So, I mean, it's backfiring on certain people. DSJ is another guy I want to talk about, too. DSJ is completely lost as a point guard. He's not a point guard. It's a shame that this has happened to this kid. It happens to everybody. Say, like, I want to talk about baseball. Chuck Knobloch, Golden Glove player, whatever, played well, whatever. Then all of a sudden, he's at second base, and he's throwing into the fifth row out of nowhere. Like, why? I forgot what they call that, but he just got spooked now. So every time he makes a play, the ball, instead of going straight to where he normally been doing it for the last, decade, all of a sudden now is going 10 feet the opposite direction because he's spooked for some reason. So I mean, DSJ for some reason, he's been a basketball player all his life. A showman, can dunk and this, that, and the other. But put him in the basketball game and try to get him to run a thing. He's spooked. He's never had to do it. That's the problem with having these guys come in and just having the idea of that you're going to develop as a pro. You can't just have DSJ out there and just let him figure it out, learn how to play. You learn how to play in the playgrounds, man. You learn how to play in college. He got hurt in high school. He got hurt in college. He was trying to come back in college. He came back too early. He's had so many different things just so he can maintain this NBA dream of his. But now that you're here, there's so many different lessons that he did not learn coming up to this level. Kevin Knox too. Oh, it's going to take 4 years. That's what Calipari said. Guys. Oh, well, now we're entering his third year, so he's approaching that time. This is crazy. This is all G League stuff, man. So I should have queued it up, but on my Instagram I shared in my story Westchester Knicks post, right? So the Westchester Knicks post, it just has Iggy Brazdeikis in the middle. Because Iggy Brazdeikis was there before. But who are the other two players that are in the picture? It's Kevin Knox on the right and DSJ in the back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not they just highlighting Iggy. All these guys are sitting right next to each other, standing right next to each other, excuse me. So DSJ needs to go to the G League. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Knox should have went to the G League. That first season that he had 12 points, Only anybody sees is the 12 points. You know, they don't see nothing else. They just see that, oh, look at what he can do. Look what he's going to do next year. Oh, he didn't do it again next year. Oh, it's the coaching or staff's fault. You know, so whose fault is it now? We have one of the most what do you want to say decorated coaches, you know, well-respected coaches in the NBA right now. You know, and who are we going to blame? We're going to blame him. You know, we're going to say like, oh, yo, he's on a hot seat. Twitter. You know, Twitter's going crazy talking about that Tom Thibodeau's on the hot seat. But people don't want to go against that. You know, they're afraid. But they'll say up to a point, you know, that, oh, I don't want to say that he's on the hot seat. You know, but people are talking about it on Twitter, man. You know, it's bugged out. Let's go on in here with Payback. No, let's see what Hilton is saying here. What's your guard rotation once Rivers start? I'll get into that in a second. Let's say RJ. Yeah, RJ is the only one that worked on his game. I think RJ is gonna be one of those guys that that's gonna score. He's gonna be able to score during the game. But like I said, this is preseason, so we won't know what he's gonna do in the fourth quarter until the games start to matter. So RJ, you can't stop him in the mid-range. He's too strong. You know, he's gonna stop, make the bump, he can make the spin. And there's nothing you can really do about it. He's going to get the rebound, ice you out, and you can't do nothing about it. He's just too strong. So he's got that. He's got that mid-range game. And if you're going to be a 20-point scorer in the NBA, you need a mid-range game. It's not just about shooting threes and dunking. If you want to be a 20-point scorer in the NBA, you got to be able to score in the mid-range. So RJ already got that down pat. And in year two, at 20 years old, you know, he's again, you know, on point to being our best player, if he's not our best player already. Let's see what Payback is saying. It's going to be rough for us without a good point guard. Absolutely, man. You think the Knicks should get the kid Devontae Graham? That's another a player. Knox needs the G League experience. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this point guard situation. So I see somebody mention Rivers. When Rivers comes back, how does the rotation going to get out? So I mean, Rivers right off the bat, even without training camp and all that, should just take DSJ's spot straight like that. DSJ, something's going on with DSJ. You know, you have to be real with it. You know, he's not on a super contract where we have to do this and this and the other. We don't have to build up his trade value. All this is fantasy. We don't need to build up his trade value and all that. But that shit is over. We just got Austin Rivers on the low. You know what I'm saying? So why do we need to build up DSJ's trade value to trade him? DSJ could just go to China, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these other guys that they're on the team too on 1 year. Elfrid Payton. Why is everybody so much trash on Elfrid Payton? He is what he is, but he is what he is consistently. You know, 10 and 6 for his whole career. He's never averaged less than 6 assists in his career. You know, hovering around 10. Sometimes he averaged more than 10. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, he can't shoot a three, but he could do a lot of other good things. You know, so I mean, like, you know, but at the same time, he's on a 1 year deal, and he's one of those guys that he could be in China too. You know, he can go to Europe. He can go somewhere else as well. But he chose to be with the Knicks, you know, and sign these 1 year deals, which is not good for a player. Players need job security. So signing in the NBA for 1 year, you know, as a young player is kind of career suicide. But he's doing that just so he can be here, because he wants to be here because he sees what's happening. You know, so you could just go down the line, man. But you know, Austin Rivers, you know, could come in and do what we want DSJ to do. Of course, Austin Rivers is not a point guard, but you know, there's plenty of players. Like, a lot of people want RJ to pass the ball more. You know, the best players, you know, are supposed to you know, be able to make the other guys better. But you know, at the same time, your best players need the ball to score too. So it's like whatever, man. But the most important thing, right, with a team with guards and stuff, the guards have to be able to move. They have to be able to do stuff. You know, so that's why I don't like RJ as a shooting guard, because you're putting too much responsibility with him with ball handling. You know, you need guys that ball handle to ball handle. RJ Barrett's ball handling skills are not at that level yet. You know what I'm saying? So you can't rely on RJ Barrett to be a primary ball handler like that. So somebody like Austin Rivers comes in. So let's say you got Alec Burke. Alec Burke was a point guard early in his career. Now he's kind of like more like a swingman now. But he can handle the ball. He can create a shot if he needed to. If the shot clock was going down, he could look at the shot clock and be like, bam, I gotta go. You know, Austin Rivers is another one. Shot clock, bam, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a mismatch in front of me. Let me break this guy down, you know, and go. You know, we don't have those type of guys. DSJ is not that guy. I mean, he was at one point, but I don't know what happened to him. He needs to go down to the G League. You know, so Austin Rivers is definitely going to be that type of guy once he comes in. And I like Frank. I'm not dissing Frank. Frank is going to be in the mix too. But he's also, to me, not a point guard. He's just a guy that's a steady player. he's a ball mover. He doesn't want to shoot it. But get him in there coming off the bench in that type of role. He's gonna fit it beautifully. You got Austin Rivers there. You got Alec Burke and Elfrid Payton. You got guys that can get the job done as far as basketball skills. You know what I'm saying? Like the shot is open, the shot's not working. I could put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, make a play for somebody else. We need guys that could do that. And that's the reason why they're just seeing this stagnant play sometimes in the preseason early on, because we don't have guys that can create offense like that. They're just running Tom Thibodeau's plays. In basketball in general, even on the street, like you're playing whatever. You say if you're running your offense, or whatever. There's always a point where, okay, I know we're running this play, but I gotta lay into the basket. You know what I'm saying? Or let's say Julius Randle got it going. I know we're running this play, but RJ's Julius Randle's on thing. He's killing this dude. So I'm gonna tweak the play, make another move, and hit the pass to what's the name, because I know that's what's happening. So we need guys to make these actions on the fly. So shout out to Phil Jackson. That's why he tried to get the triangle here, because the Knicks was so messed up that they needed the triangle in order to get that philosophy. Say, listen, you need to read the basketball court and make the right basketball play. So that's what it all comes down to. Every team in the NBA runs a triangle. That's been blown out of proportion. As soon as you come across the half court line and make a pass to the next person, to the next person across the court, you're running the triangle, man. Two-man game, doing pick and roll, whatever, with the other three young guys there. If the ball swings back around, you're in the triangle. All that is the triangle. I don't care what you say. They might call it something different now, whatever, because it's the modern basketball thing. But it's all still variations of the triangle. Basketball is the court is the same. It's the same 5 players. Maybe this era player likes to shoot the 3 more. But basketball is basketball. You still have to have spacing a certain way to get guys going. So Tom Thibodeau ran a couple plays. There's one play in particular where they run it kind of in the corner, where they have the primary ball handler up on the top, where they have guys circling around him, kind of like in the top corner. And DSJ has a habit of picking up his dribble because he doesn't know what basketball play to make. That's why his dribble gets picked up. In that situation, Frank is going to make the right play because Frank doesn't want to shoot it. So he's going to keep his dribble because he's not trying to shoot it. He's trying to pass it. Just different nuances and stuff like that that people really need to understand or whatever. Anyway, so people like to talk about what is this like setting screens and pick and rolls. That's like the most simplest playing in the book. Oh, they need to run more pick and roll. We're not in the playground. We're not in the playground. That's all I really have to say. They're not setting good screens. We're not in junior high school. We're not in like the Pee Wee leagues where we're teaching kids how to set picks. And these are pros. We shouldn't be talking about basic pick and rolls, and we shouldn't be talking about setting basic picks. And it comes down to like a pick and roll defense and all this other stuff. But this is all the oldest trick in the book. This is not something that needs to be constantly drilled onto these guys. This is a professional basketball team. So we have to think, the fans and the media and stuff like that, they need to get their game up to a professional level, because Tom Thibodeau is finally getting us to that point where a bar has to be set and guys have to reach it, and exceed it if possible, man. So let's go down here. We got White Falcon 44. He said, we need Franklin Payne point guard. DSJ, he's itching to score. RJ is fluent at small forward. Okay, cool, man. I understand where you're coming from. I actually like Frank to play the point guard, but my thing with him is just needs to be aggressive. That first game was great, man. That's like a perfect picture of how I wanted him to play. He actually played pretty good in that second game too, but Tom Thibodeau was putting guys under the flames to see what they do, and they did what he thought they were going to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, RJ is definitely a small forward, man. So I just want to make sure I get all my points out here. Yeah, man. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it. What I want to say about that, man. I don't want to get into just chastising my fellow Knicks fans and stuff, but I just don't like what I see. I don't like what I'm listening to in some of these podcasts. I don't like what I see in some of these podcasts. People think that they're just because they say it a certain way doesn't mean that they know what's going on or they're smarter than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in the same boat. and we're all watching the same game, man. So the whole point of it is right now is that we have to get better as a franchise. It's not about yo, we need to finally win, or yo, we need to get a superstar, yo, we need to he needs to gain weight, oh, he needs to change his shooting form, oh, they need to give him the ball in the right spot, they need to run plays for this one guy to help him develop these young guys, they need to get them out there. I don't know why they're playing this guy. It's about the Knicks. It's about the Knicks. This is the Dire Knicks podcast, man. Evil to any star. This is what I do. Talk about the Knicks. I've been doing it on audio. I'm doing it on visual now. So this will be ripped to the audio front, and I'll post that on all audio platforms that are out there. And I would like to thank guys for tuning in, man. I know Sportscasters here. Gorilla Mo was shouting me out here on Sportscaster. He probably is gonna give me the silent treatment now. He probably left. Gorilla Mo is Gorilla Mo, but Gorilla Mo actually makes a lot of the same points that I make, and I admire his energy. That he gang fights these guys, constantly, man. So he's like one of the better podcasters out there, man. He knows his stuff, and he's not afraid to chop it up with certain guys. I like to do that as well too, man. But lately, just like with anything, say like with the Knicks, like you want guys to do this and blah, 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 but it's not real. In real life, motherfuckers got to work, man. I got family and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that I need to do before I can make time to get on here to do this stuff, man. So, I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Please get out there, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And I would like to make the channel grow so I can do some other things and whatever. So yeah, man, this is your boy Evil to Any Star. 4 fingers to the forehead, tucking the thumb salute. I see you guys on the next one, man. So tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I should be doing the MPK podcast show with Roy Hebrew Remnant and Sim on Nothing But Knicks channel. So tune in for that. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm quite sure it's going to be some Knicks shit, man. So tune in for that. Also, too, I'm going to be doing some stuff with some other guys, too. So tune in for that, man. I have like laundry list of different things that I'd like to get done this week, man. So we'll see, man. Keep following the kid, and I'm going to keep putting out content, man. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. And let's try to grow this channel, man. It's Dire Knicks podcast channel for the people. All right. Peace, guys. Salute. All right, y'all.